everyone, welcome to the show, and we have our guest host for today, who is from Lianhe Zaobao. He's our sports correspondent, right?
Yep.
Yes. So what do you do there in Zaobao? Write everything in Chinese.
Yes, I write sports news in Chinese.
Could you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Hi everyone. I'm Huay Koon from Lianhe Zaobao. Okay, I'm a sports correspondent. I've been working in SPH for more than 7 years.
Ding, ding, ding.
And I'm mainly writing football.
You last here for a long time.
Football stories, so yeah.
So that's why you can last.
Yep. Yeah,
because you're writing about football.
Yeah.
Is football usually the only thing that you write, or?
Of course, I also do local sports. Yeah.
Okay.
When
S League.
S League, and maybe things about the Youth Olympics.
Okay, Youth Olympics is slightly more interesting than S League. Oops, sorry. Okay, and today we also have other people. Let's introduce our guests. On my ding far left, we have Dylan Tan, editor of many male magazines and one soon to come.
Exactly.
Yes, we are looking forward to that one. Could you give us a little tidbit about that magazine?
It's probably one of the oldest men's magazine in the world.
See, clue that big clue, man, big clue.
It's got Little Rabbit as well as an icon. So
yes,
so everyone knows what it is already.
all the boys in the house today are kind of going, I want his job.
Well,
so,
we're looking to hire anyway. So
looking to hire people.
We're looking to hire all sorts of people.
You need people to write in Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Nice thought. You wanna?
Why not? Exactly.
Cameraman, first one. Oh, you can be a new cameraman lah. Oh, you're going to do what? Video for them, is it? Cameraman.
Online.
And we have RJ, a regular. He's also a host and presenter. What do you present?
Anything that pays.
Okay. Nice one. I should say that the next time, boss. I'll host anywhere that pays. So, where will we have seen you, RJ? Or where can we see you next?
I don't know. Maybe in some event launch that I'm going to do. You might know. You might just bump into me.
Maybe with a bunny somewhere.
I leave it to Dylan. He's the main man for that.
He's the main man.
I'll do my best.
He's the main man. Okay, and we have two new people that I haven't met before. Hi you guys. Could you introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'm Azhar.
Hi Azhar.
What do I do? I run my own sports company.
You have to ask yourself what you do.
I run my own sports company. I'm doing it's called Dare to Dream Enterprises.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just concentrating more on football.
What does Dare to Dream do?
Okay, we organize. Have you heard of ESPN or
ESPN? ESPN, not the ESPN.
The local football scene in Singapore, social football.
Okay.
So I'm similar to that on a smaller scale.
I see.
So we organize football games, local leagues.
So do you play yourself?
No, I don't.
Why?
I ruptured my knee about a year ago. And
your meniscus is busted, is it?
Something like that. So, yeah.
That seems to happen to everyone, including all the players. But yes. And what about you?
My name is Navin.
Hi, Navin.
I'm a public relations consultant with XPR.
XPR, what does the X stand for?
Experience Public Relations.
Yeah, wasted. That was something more happening.
It's triple X.
Yeah, triple X, PR or something. Like,
that's Dylan's area.
You see, when boys come in the house, this is what happens. Okay, now all of you actually support different teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you introduce yourself as whatever supporters you are. Dylan.
Gunners? A gooner?
He's a gooner?
Yeah.
Gooner?
That's what they call it.
There's only definitely one red, that's all.
Oh, come on!
The year is here.
And notice how that's a very retro year,
retro.
Sorry. Okay, and we've never heard your favorite team. Who do you support?
I support Liverpool. Yeah.
A man after my own heart. Yes. Love, deep.
Most successful club in England.
Let's not say it too loud right now. Let's not say it too loud. I'm very wary whenever all of them are around.
I don't know where this can go into a full-blown discussion.
Yeah, this a little bit painful, especially coming this weekend. A bit scared. Okay, Azhar, what about you?
We can argue about the only red around. So I'm a Liverpool supporter as well.
What year?
What
year? Tell me what year.
All the way back in the 80s.
What year? Not this year, definitely. Guaranteed. Go and do your homework.
But you know, you're a Liverpool supporter, so you have like 3 people here. But then again, we kind of tend to get overpowered a lot by the others. So
Not really. Not this season.
not this season. Not this season. Okay, Navin.
I'm a lifelong Tottenham Hotspur fan
Why? Oh, why? Oh, why?
because we play attractive attacking football.
Interesting.
Maybe during the time of Grand Order, yeah, I agree.
You may not necessarily win, but we play a brand of football that's exciting and fun to watch.
To you. Well, you guys sold a lot of players, including to us, that really you ripped us off. But yeah, you ripped us off. But I mean, you guys might actually do not too well this season, huh? I hear the word. One word starts with R.
We decided
For
to
4 syllables?
starting slow this year, you know. Let the others go up first. Then
That's
we'll
what
catch
Manchester
up the
United
rest.
said, and they kind of have gone up the table as opposed to.
We'll start this weekend. That's the plan.
That's what they all say. Okay, so we're gonna first talk about the Champions League, which everybody's like blah blah blah, because we want to spend more time on the BPL, of course, which everybody knows and loves. Dips. So, Champions League. There was Juventus versus Real Madrid. No, there's no graphic for this, but you do sports all the time. Did you actually watch this match?
I only caught the highlights.
The highlights? Yeah. Okay, now what do you think of... Well, if you don't know, Juventus actually got 2 and Real Madrid 1. Yeah. And the one from Real was scored by Van Nistelrooy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the win gave Juventus coach Claudio Ranieri some relief, you know, because he's under pressure to deliver because the team's not doing well in Serie A. And then actually Juventus played well in the game. And Del Piero scored a wonderful goal. You know?
Yeah,
and then
apparently it was a good one, right?
Yes.
Scorcher, well, according to Azar, scorcher. Why would you describe it as a scorcher?
It was, I think, 30 meters out, and it was unstoppable.
Yeah, it was a curler.
Some bullet.
A curler. Yeah, even the best goalkeeper in the world, Casillas, couldn't do anything about it.
Rooted.
Yes, rooted to the spot.
I heard, I don't know about this, but did you all see the beginning? Apparently there was a moment of silence that they had in the beginning of the match. It probably wasn't shown to all of us, but they actually had a moment of silence because last year, I think 2 people lost their lives in a coach accident in northern Italy en route to the match, where 26 people from the Juventus club and other Switzerland-based Juventus fans were injured. So, yeah, they actually held a 1-minute silence for their fans, which is actually quite a good thing. I mean, when, you know, the football players acknowledge their fans, unlike some players from another red team. But let's not mention names. Ding, ding, ding. You know, like some certain people who so deserve to win the prizes that they get. I mean, I don't know who I'm talking about. Oh, you don't know? You don't know? Okay.
That's his personal. Personally, that's his problem.
To win, apparently deserve to win. Oh
right, we deserve to win. They deserve to win. That's about it, you know.
It.
You can't say anything if he did play well. He scored so many goals. You can't take that away from him. I might not agree what he says, but if he's good, if he did what he did, can you take that away from him?
The guy is a So yeah. Anyway, he's good looking, but you know what?
This thing about I can ask women, why do they judge players by the way they look? You know.
Is this a mouth off to Sarah? No, women. Why we watch football?
But that's the thing, you know. Women tend to look, you know, at a player. He's cute looking. He's this, he's that. You know, but it's sad. You know, the main thing is that you gotta see a player, how he performs, what he does. And I think that makes a big difference between us, you know, and the girls. You know.
Well, footballers have all become rock stars now, right? I mean, look at David Beckham. He's endorsing all that stuff.
But that's David. But you know, David Beckham is David Beckham. That's it. But there's nothing.
But he's
nothing
started
more.
This whole generation of sexy footballers that
no,
that do
not really. Let me go way back to 1968.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, 68.
Okay, this is history.
This is a time before all of us were born.
Hear this, sir. The first millionaire rock star in football is George Best.
Okay.
That's it. Serious. That's how it started off.
That's it. That's how.
From there, it began. Okay,
And
because
then, of course, we have people like Maradona, Pelé,
then he just moved.
Cantona.
But he was the first pin-up boy, and he made millions out of it, basically. But if you're going to compare him to David Beckham, then I think David Beckham's got to take a back seat.
Why?
Really?
Why? Oh, you see
Really?
both of them went one and they're not
No,
even...
really.
They're not even...
Because you're talking to a United fan who looks at it differently.
And they're like,
I'm not talking about looks or anything like that. You're talking about a player showing what he's got.
Okay.
This guy can dribble. This guy can play. This guy can score. He can take whacks. At that time it was completely
Kena
different.
hantam lah.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
tackles are really bad. If you go way back then,
They probably
now
come
the
off with, like,
referees
creep marks all over
the
their
referees
feet,
now
you know.
protect players a lot more compared to what it was way back then.
So are you saying that players now are kind of poofters?
Not really. You see them. Maybe you see some other leagues. They tend to show you how good they are in acting, and they should win an award, Academy Award, or an Emmy Award, or something like
It
that.
becomes like WWF all over again.
I guess so.
Yes, it does. Okay, well, let's talk about the next one, which was Manchester United versus Celtic. Now, they actually got 3-0.
Celtic they went with a depleted team. That's number one. Number two,
Eh?
they went with a plan to just defend and try to get something out of it. I think 1 point was what they were aiming for, and basically they tried to do that, and it's the wrong time. United just throw in some players who so-called supposed to be injured, and eventually they just went and got 3 points. And the main thing is that
Maybe they
played well.
They are good actors as well. Have
Who?
you ever considered that? That they are injured, but maybe they are good actors.
Maybe you're just pointing out one player, but after coming off
One player.
after coming off, one player. Basically, after coming off a surgery on his ankle, I think that could be a major thing. And he looked really tired. You could see. After playing for Portugal and coming back playing for United, it takes a lot out of the players. This weekend could be very tricky for a lot of teams because after they play the European matches, then you begin to see what the teams are really like.
Well, okay.
Do they have enough players on the bench that actually can come on to do their duties? Can they click? This is exactly what it's all about. I think basically.
Wow, he's very passionate about it.
No, you're looking at football at this time. I'm looking across the board, and as for United, I thought 3 points was definitely there. Was just how many goals basically that was.
Well, 2 was scored by someone he used to like.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they won. Anyway. That's the truth.
What?
They stole our best player, and that's why they won.
They stole your best player, and is that why you guys are doing that now?
Yeah, I would think so.
No, but actually, your players right now are kind of young. Yeah.
Yeah, they're young, but what we need now is experience. So we lost Robbie Keane and Berbatov.
Yeah, okay, but like I said, you ripped us off. So yeah, I still think so, but yeah.
I don't think so.
20 million. Oh God, Spurs made money out of that. Okay,
Should have made more money.
Definitely.
We sold our souls for £30 million, and look where we are now. We're at the bottom of the table.
No, but you sold your souls for 2 different players, not just one. Okay, so like you cannot blame us. You ripped us off for Keane, but maybe for Berbatov, I mean, yeah, I don't know, maybe. And what do you think
about the game?
Yeah, did you watch it?
Sort of.
Sort of.
The
Sort
goals,
of, kind of.
The goals for Berbatov were there's suspicion of offside. But then again, the Celtic manager, Gordon Strachan, admitted himself he's not going to contest the decisions because he knew that his team was outplayed. And then the result wasn't a surprise because Celtic, they had their main 2 strikers out through injury. So actually, everybody expect a mauling for them. So for United to win, it doesn't come as a surprise to anybody.
Well, Fergie applied the usual formation, the 4-4-2, which I find very boring, by the way.
Speak to Liverpool. They like to play
yes,
that
I
kind
know.
of thing.
I
They can't
actually
change.
cannot understand. It infuriates me no end.
But and anyway, you also missed to point out that basically there was another goal that was disallowed, and it was really a goal. Rooney scored a goal, and that was no. If you go to the replay, definitely. Somebody got paid under the table. I'm quite sure.
Apparently, one particular team is under suspicion, right, of taking under the table.
Is it Arsenal? Must be Arsenal. They're famous for that.
haven't had a shot at anybody yet. Just keep quiet first and let everyone,
Show their guns. He's the one with the young players. Also. We want to be talking about that as well, you know.
He has the super young, like the ones waiting, like
That's why
they're
they
going
got
for
to give
prom.
on the table money.
You know what?
That's the only reason.
Just sit back and soak in. Because when we come to that match, I have everything to say.
Okay.
I'll speak for yourself, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so a deserved win for Manchester United then?
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Well, even you agree. Okay, then must be give it to them.
Celtic
give it
are
to them.
bad.
Okay, so we had a bad draw, man. We had a bad draw.
Yeah.
Yes. So this was
I thought they got out of jail, boy. Frankly,
okay. To be perfectly honest,
there was
yes,
one
we
goal
had a-
disallowed, and I thought there was
watch it,
no. I saw the game. You know, I thought Liverpool played okay in the first half, but in the second half,
Eh?
they were asking for trouble.
Don't they always? Oops. Yeah, they kind of do that, right?
and that's the worst part of it.
I think it was a decent result because they had their mind on the Chelsea game, basically. Yeah. I think because of
That's dangerous. That's
No.
very dangerous.
to be very honest to be fair to Liverpool, I think they are gunning more or they are concentrating more on the Premiership this season. I think the Champion League.
Ask the guy next to
No,
you. He's shaking his head already.
Louder,
He's shaking his head already.
They're just taking a back seat for this season. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is where Liverpool is going to be showing a real grit, and I have a feeling this is where they're going to falter, because
I'm
Chelsea is a team that is so solid at Stamford Bridge.
We will talk about that later because I know we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Without
I can
Torres?
sense it. I feel my hair standing really a bit scared. Well, but both of them actually started pretty well. Just that, kind of as usual, Liverpool kind of faltered.
But the plus point for this is I think it's good for Robbie Keane to get his goals back. You know. So it'll be very encouraging for this Saturday's game or Sunday's game that we have seen.
But from the last match, he was actually injured,
Was
right?
he? Yeah,
I think the last match he was actually injured.
He's injured in this game.
Even in this one,
No,
yeah, he's not
yeah.
fully recovered yet,
No,
right?
he went off injured.
He went off injured.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's a
why he
big
was
question
substituted.
mark.
You see lah, you sell
That's
us
what-
half.
No, that's what happens when you take our best players.
You don't take care of
You sell us past the prime, you know, knockdown. Other people sell prime whip, and then after that, this one's the knockdown price already. Like,
Take him.
or
No,
biang.
actually, we were cursed by Irish luck.
Ooh, the leprechauns are going. Yeah, well, we're not green. We're not green. It's turning purple.
It's like, you see lah, our one like, laugh until the focus out, focus.
Did you ask the cameraman which team he supports?
Yeah, he supports your team. I know.
Oh yes, I know that.
He's a very famous Manchester United supporter. So he's wearing red. Yesterday when I wore red, he was teasing me the whole day. So yeah. Anyways, so let's go to the next one, which was Chelsea versus Roma. Chelsea scored 1 against Roma's 0. And they have strengthened their hold on Group A. So they seem to be doing pretty well. Now, John Terry scored a header in this one. So what did you guys think of... did anybody watch? Or was everyone sleeping?
I was asleep, man. Yeah.
I saw part
I
of
got
it.
I watched the first half for this, and I think why the goal came, it was because Chelsea was just pushing Roma till the end. Roma wasn't playing football at all.
That was the report, right? Roma
Yeah.
was just happy to just
Sitting
defend
back,
all the way
that's
and
it,
try and
yeah.
just get away with the point.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing 4-5.
4-5-0.
No, it's 4-6-0.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody was
Yeah.
just dropping back,
Yeah.
Sometimes they
holding
play
up.
the 4-5-1 and then one injured player down there. Woo, sweat, you know. But yeah.
Eventually, Chelsea was going to break them down. Basically, they just had too much of firepower.
You think they're actually too strong this season?
I think Liverpool have a say in it.
What? Okay, we'll go to that later. We'll go to that later. But apparently it was a pretty good... What do you think?
I think
You watch a bit.
not really. I was watching a Liverpool game. Yeah.
You go, dude.
But then I think Roma is not as strong as they used to be. You know, defensively they are suspect, and they haven't been doing well in the Italian league this season. You know, so and away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, of course, they have to use this defensive strategy to get a point. But then, you know, the Chelsea's firepower, sooner or later, they'll break them down.
Well, they were already defeated on Sunday by Internazionale Milano.
Lost 4-0.
Yeah, so that was already a crushing blow to them, 4-0. And then now, Chelsea. So how do you think Chelsea will fare against Milano then?
Against Inter Milan.
No, Internazionale Milano, who defeated them. Inter Milan.
It will be quite interesting if this game really comes about in the knockout rounds, you know, because it's going to be Jose Mourinho against former team.
Yeah.
And then, you know...
Isn't that scandal? I love scandals. Sorry, yeah.
That would be the match of the Champions League, you know.
So, what did you think of Scolari so far?
So far, he has done well, you know.
Both in both leagues?
Yep. Because
so
really, Chelsea are still unbeaten. And, you know, they have, you know, in the last game, in the BPL, they trashed Middlesbrough 5-0. Even though Borough were playing rubbish defensively. But then, you can see that Chelsea, you know, despite missing so many key players through injury, they still managed to do well, you know, something.
Let's cross our fingers and toes for Liverpool later. Anyways, and of course we are going to talk about Fenerbahce versus Arsenal. Now that was an interesting one,
It was, isn't it? Yeah, 7 goals in all.
It was 2-5. I don't know how this one comes 2-1. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, Dylan, do you expect something like this?
By the way, this is a wrong graphic because it was 2-5.
Oh,
so,
come on, yeah.
It was 2-5. And Arsenal finished with 5.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty unexpected because, you know, everyone knew that they were going in with 3 out of 4 defenders injured. You know, they were going to a very, very difficult place to play as well. Istanbul, they don't travel. You know, usually they don't play well in the away games. So nobody thought, man, Arsenal would actually come on and you know, come away with 5 goals. But what, in all fairness, they let in 2 as well. So.
No, but like Fenerbahce, it has already the 15-match unbeaten streak.
Well,
so
these things, all good things come to an end, okay? So I guess, you know, Arsenal went
that
there.
That sounds so ominous. For Liverpool fans, it sounds very ominous, you know, when you say stuff like that. Seriously,
But you know what, I'm just glad, you know, they went there and they played their hearts out and everybody kind of got a go. Diaby, you know, surprisingly, I mean, he got his goal as well. These guys, they did really, really well. I think that's the thing about Arsenal sometimes. I mean, you expect them to go into a game and actually beat their opponent, beat an easy opponent, they lose or they draw. And then when you think they're going to go there and you think, this is it, man.
And then
they win fantastically. Yeah. So this is nice, man, 5-2.
How do you think Theo Walcott has been doing in your team?
Usually he comes on and he saves the game, but I think, like I said earlier, I think Diaby was actually the star man that day. I think he kind of outshone Walcott a little bit, just by a little bit, man. But Walcott, I mean, you know, he's definitely a very, very interesting player.
Very young.
He's very, very young, exactly.
Very young.
Not as young as Ramsey, though.
Yeah. No, you guys have a lot of very young players.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger and kids, man. I don't know what's
they've
going on
there.
They've
actually been described, I think, by someone as, you know, pimply teens on the bench waiting to ask someone out to dance at the prom kind of thing.
Well, you know what? The good thing is once you put them under the spotlight, you know, under the floodlights, they're not shy, man. They perform.
So when you ask them to dance, they can actually dance. And they bring the moves, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They come JT.
I mean, a couple of years ago, people were looking at this kid called Fabregas. Look where he is now, and he's definitely one of the best midfielders if not the best midfielder in the world. Right? So.
That is true.
Yeah,
but you guys always play with a young game.
Yeah.
Young
not
people
just reserved for the Carling Cup anymore, right?
Yeah.
These days, all the young players go to play other matches as well.
But it gets a little risky sometimes when you have too many young players. Because if you have
choice, right?
Arsenal plays with a team who can play football, really good football.
Yeah.
Then definitely Arsenal will have a go at them.
Yeah.
But if you come up with a team that is a typical English hard-working team, I think Arsenal will be in big trouble.
I think that has happened a lot actually in the last season where all the big boys came out and they used to get shoved around and all that. But I think they're slowly getting used to
getting shoved around.
Well, you know, a lot of the players are tiny. They're tiny. You know, Walcott is tiny. Fabregas is tiny. But I think that they're slowly getting into the groove now with this season. I think they could maybe the results against Holland didn't speak very much about that, but we'll see. I think through the season, I think these guys are really finding the groove now.
Maybe. Okay, we'll go for a quick break. After that, we'll talk about Udinese versus Tottenham, and then we'll talk about UEFA. So, see you after the break.